If you had to sort of explain to all of us here, what's that one thing that you feel that the school could have done but did not do? What would it be?
Okay, Barkha, all I have to say is, when such a lot of emotion is visible,
Yeah.
and I'm sure everybody around the country has seen how these kids around us have said things, and they have been voicing their opinions.
Yeah.
It is not a fight of these kids against the school. It is fight of truth versus lies. There's a total cover-up job that's going on. People
What is being covered up?
What is being covered up is the negligence on part of certain people who've not done their job.
Okay, I want you to identify the negligence.
To be very honest, right from the start, there's a kid, just try and picturize this. There's a kid who's crying out and saying, I'm in pain, I'm in trouble, I can't breathe, help me. And there's such a lot of time lapsed before any kind of action is taken. 70 valuable minutes were spent before that child, without an oxygen aid, was sent in a car to a nearby place when she was brought dead.
And the hospitals were
not even 4 minutes away.
Not even 4 minutes away by car.
A couple of your correspondents did it. It's 3 minutes away. Anybody could have picked that kid up with the oxygen cylinder, which is a portable one, and taken the child there, or called for an ambulance. There has got to be a system in place, and that is what we are over here
And she was escorted without a teacher?
Absolutely. There was a nurse over there who was sitting along, and there was one child. Initially, even that was not going to be allowed. And I'm just saying there was an oxygen cylinder which could have been put on her, and she could have been transported like that.
So it's the loss of time, it's the fact that the school did not even think it important enough in your view to send an accompanying teacher.
Yeah.
And you believe that those 70 minutes cost Akkriti her life.
Absolutely.
Okay. Annie Koshi, as a principal, this could happen in any school. There's a child who's asthmatic and has a gasping fit and says, I can't breathe. Now, what Akkriti's family says is that even to make the phone call to home was a complicated thing?
Absolutely. There was a whole procedure. Okay, there is a procedure, but you can always identify when there's an emergency.
And who did you get the call from?
We got a call from a smuggled telephone. It's been all over of one of the children over here. And, the phone call came and she said, okay, mom, just send the car quickly. I need to come home.
No information from the school.
The school...
There was absolutely no information coming from the school at all.
Yeah, even that, right after that, I mean, from that point to about 11 o'clock, 50 minutes later, there was no information.
So you never heard from the principal or a senior teacher whom you related to?
Not at all.
Okay, Annie, it's not about one school. It's about all schools, in a sense.
See, Barkha, I think it's important to say, first of all, that all schools are terribly saddened by what has happened.
Yeah.
And as I was telling Raman just now, that all of us have been talking to our doctors to put into place, any kind of areas of weakness that have been there in our medical help department in the school.
But he's talking about a human response. He's saying that, a family would expect to get a call if something like this happens from the principal or a teacher that they know or somebody. In this case, a fellow classmate makes the call initially, because it's complicated to make a call out of school because kids technically aren't allowed to carry cell phones. Now, this, we don't know, this is what Raman has told us, but it sounds callous, it sounds strange.
What we have here is, I think, I'm not part of the school, so I'm not really in a position to comment on what is happening. But I do feel that the school would have put into place what they think is the necessary action. And I think what could have happened here is that since it was known that Akkriti had already spoken to home over the smuggled phone, she says that she rang up home and asked for the car, and that there was also conversation on between Akkriti and all when she was in the sick room also. This is what you said the other day, Raman. And that even Mr. Seth had spoken to Akkriti's parents over the phone.
That was much later, ma'am.
But during the 70 minutes. So you see, even though the school did not call, and I'm not defending the school, I'm just trying to say that all schools tried to do the best. Nobody wants a child
Raman, do you want to
killed,
respond to that?
Absolutely. In this case, the principal did not respond. There is one child out of 2,000 children who has an emergency. I think it is definitely the duty of the head of the school to be there.